everyone, welcome back to my happy place. Today we're going to be unboxing the Hermes Constance 18. Alright, so this is the dust bag that it came in, and ta-da! Isn't she so beautiful? So this is the Constance 18 Mini in the color Nata, which is a more creamy white, in the beautiful rose gold hardware. And the leather is in the softest and most supple swift leather.
So this is the front of the bag. You can see how shiny the hardware is and the pink tint, and apparently my kitchen as well. On the side, it's a standard 2-compartment envelope flap. You can see there's quite a bit of space between the flap and the side of the bag, which means that there's more that can fit in the bag. On the back, you can really appreciate just how smooth swift leather is. And to open the bag, all you have to do is just lift up on the horizontal bar of the H and the flap will pop open. Inside the bag, there's a bigger compartment with a thin pocket and a smaller one with an even smaller pocket. Of course, I'm trying to be super careful because my hands are not worthy. Here's the bag on me. I'll be talking more about the size next, but there's many ways to wear it with the strap doubled up either on the crook of your arm or over your shoulder. You can also make the strap longer and wear a crossbody. The strap length and where the bag sits makes it perfect for a crossbody bag. A bonus way of wearing it is to pull out a section of the strap at the top of the bag and tie a twilly around it to make it a top handle bag.
So the Constance bag comes in two sizes, the 18 here, which measures 18 centimeters at the bottom, and a Constance 24. So in my opinion, as someone that is more petite, I'm about 5'4", I feel like the 18 is the perfect size, especially because you can wear it casually and formally as well. The sizing is very similar to a Celine teen box as well, and it can actually hold a lot for its size. I feel like the Constance 24 might be a little bit too big and too boxy.
Okay, so let's see what we can put in the bag. So I have my Calvi card case in Blue Broom Chef, which goes in no problem. A small compact wallet would fit no problem as well. My LV 4 key holder and card keys, both of which fits effortlessly. A compact or a mirror. Lipstick. I was looking for my phone to put in the front, then realized duh, it's being used to film, but the iPhone XR fits easily. You can also add a small lotion or tie to go on the top, and the flap closes with no problem.
So the Constance bag comes in 3 different hardwares. There's palladium, gold, and rose gold. I love rose gold just because not a lot of brands are really doing rose gold bags. I know that Chanel's coming out with a new black classic flap in rose gold, which I think is super pretty, but I just feel like silver with white is a little bit too blah, and gold with white makes the buckle stand out a little bit too much, for my liking at least, which is why rose gold is the perfect combination, and I feel like it's just so magical because it's so subtle and yet feminine and special. So initially I did have my hesitations with the Constance bag just because I felt like the H logo was a little bit too large for my liking. However, when I saw this bag in white cray actually and rose gold hardware on YouTube, I fell in love instantly. Unfortunately, the heart wants what it wants. Although I kind of wish that the heart wanted something that was cheaper and lower maintenance. Alright, so story time of how I actually got this bag. So I purchased this bag from my local Hermes boutique in Canada, and I actually had to wait about 2 years and spent a ratio of about 1 to 1.3, which I know is pretty high for this bag. The reason for that is just that Canada, we don't really get a lot of bags, at least that's what my essay says, and it's a quota of 1 bag a year, if not 2 because of COVID. But it helps that I liked everything that I bought from the brand. You can see how I paired it in my other videos. I also knew that I didn't want to go the reseller route just because there's no guarantee of authenticity and you would have to pay almost double in the price in markup, which I didn't really want to do. I also originally wanted this bag in Epsom leather because I just figured with the in and out mechanism of the H buckle, I didn't want the leather to get scratched. My least preferred leather was actually Swift. However, of course, in the world of Hermes, you don't really get exactly what you ask for, especially when it comes to the leather. So when my kind essay offered this bag to me on the phone, I was really torn. So I went to do extensive research on purseforum, thank God for purseforum, and I wanted to see if Swift leather was as bad as it seems, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. So my first concern was that the Swift leather was gonna slouch because it is a softer and more supple leather. So I think that is true, especially in less structured bags like the Birkin and in the larger sizes. For the Constance bag, I found from other people's opinions is that because the bag is so structured by itself, the leather is not really going to make much of a difference, especially in the smaller sizes. However, it is true that the straps are going to slouch a lot more than say Epsom. So my second concern with Swift leather was that it was very scratch prone, which is also true, especially when compared to leathers such as Togo and Clemence. However, say compared to box, it's not going to be as scratch prone, and the scratches usually can be buffed out with finger pressure. Also, I feel like with lighter color bags, the scratches are not going to show up as much as say a darker color bag. Another bonus of Swift leather is that it's going to refurbish beautifully in the Hermes spot. All right, so my third concern was that white bags were going to get really dirty and it was going to get stained. So that's not really a Swift leather issue, that's just a property with all light colored bags in general. I feel like there's ways around it though. You could not wear dark denim, which is what I plan to do, and try to avoid wearing cheaper dark color clothing. So some tips to try to avoid color transfer is with denim, try to wash it beforehand or any dark color clothing, just to kind of minimize the amount of color loss. And also you could also use a white cloth and just rub it on the fabric beforehand just to see if there's any color that transfers onto the white cloth. If there is, you know that there's going to be color transfer as well. But I kind of knew what I was getting into when I requested white as my color of choice. And I'm a very clumsy person, so I am worried about stains, so I definitely have to be very careful. But what I found is that there's nothing worse than not wearing the things that you love because you're worried about ruining it. So any bag, regardless of how beautiful and how expensive, are still items, and they're meant to be used and enjoyed and bring you joy. So if they're not able to do that, then there's really no point in really owning it. More on that in my next video.
I'm also guilty of this for most of my life and saved all my good stuff for special occasions that never came. Then I grew out of the item or clothing either physically or just didn't like them as much anymore. Although they're pristine, they haven't truly been enjoyed or made into great memories.
So in terms of aesthetics and feel, Swift wins hands down. Nothing feels more soft and buttery smooth than Swift leather. I also feel like Swift just makes it look a lot more luxe, elegant, and it can be well used in formal occasions as well. But then again, I'm a sucker for smooth leather, so the general consensus for people that own Swift leather is that they love it and they find it very durable. And for people that either don't own Swift leather or they have it but they don't really use it, they are afraid of it. I did also read about horror stories about where people dropped their bag on gravel, or the bag soaked up a lot of water in a puddle and it still came out beautifully. And Swift apparently ages very nicely as well. But of course, those are other people's experiences. I hope those are true. But as I use this bag more, I will definitely do an updated video with the wear and tears and how I find that the leather and the color holds up over time. So stay tuned for that. If you want to know about the bag price in Canada, then please DM me, but usually Swift leather bags cost about $200 to $300 more than say Epsom. If you have any other questions or comments about the bag, please leave it in the comment section below. Otherwise, please like and subscribe, and I'll be making more videos on Fridays. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye!